Blame Truth here, and Season 3 is upon us. And this is going to be a different style of video. I don't even really have the energy to get upset anymore. As you guys know, Warzone delayed this season for an extra month. So maybe you'd think, maybe in your blissful ignorance, you would think they would get it right. They'd have the time to get everything right, at the very least, on the multiplayer portion. You'd be wrong, viewer. You would be wrong. Where do I even start? I don't even want to waste my time yelling in this video. I don't even want to waste my time downloading this update from what I have heard today. And I'm sorry, I get that I'm a Call of Duty news channel. I really do understand it. But I am just checked out. If you are like me, leave a comment below. Are you even downloading this colossal update to check out Warzone, Black Ops 6 multiplayer, or whatever? Are you even bothering? Are you as checked out as I am? Because I don't even care. What is there to check out? I mean, the content isn't really the issue. While firing range coming back is good, that's one map that I have played for 15 motherfucking years at this point. I don't really care. The content isn't the issue. I mean, this game is like a Corvette with bird shit all over it, but that can kind of be fixed. But when you pop the hood, there's not even an engine. It's just a bottle of Crisco and two squirrels fucking. You know what I mean? Like, under the hood, the main issues of the game are not being addressed, so I don't care. The matchmaking is horrendous. They've added something that actually is going to kill half of the player base, and I'll get to that in a bit. I mean, you know, the maps are terrible, and yes, they're adding firing range, but how about some new good maps? No, we can't get that either. You see, it's just impossible. We have to recycle the same garbage over and over, and you need to pay us a ton of money to play it. So at this stage, I'm sorry, but there is no review. I don't even want to bother with this season, and I'm going to cover what all they've messed up, and hopefully you can see why I'm not even going to bother with the download. I'm going to put on some XDefiant gameplay here, or maybe some Dead by Daylight, or some old Elden Ring gameplay, or who fucking knows, dude. Lethal Company. I'll play a game for $9.99, $9.99, made by a furry for the gameplay. I'll do it. A single furry made that game better than COD. Better than COD. One furry, one guy, Foxtail sprouting out of his asshole. He made a better game than like 4,000 devs over 4 years. He made a better game. Tell me when I'm telling lies, man. Let me just get into what all they broke though with this season. And I mean, this is liable to change. More broken stuff may be coming out. But I got to start somewhere, right? So without further ado, I got a lot I want to get off my chest, okay? So the first bug that happened is they botched the update. They botched it immediately. People couldn't get on Xbox or Battle.net. You know, the two things they own. It worked on PlayStation, apparently. Maybe it worked on Steam as well. I wouldn't know. I didn't bother with it, and I'm not going to. But immediately when the update came out, it didn't work for about an hour or two. As far as I know, this has been fixed. Regardless, the Kilo 141 is not unlocking. I download Dumb Warzone, even click on it. It said I could use the gun in multiplayer, but still locked. It's even locked in Warzone. Was hoping to level the gun up with the double XP event. It's still live. It's literally false advertisement. I can't even get mad. I just have to chuckle in this video. I don't have the passion to get mad. The passion's been sucked out of me like a Jenna Jameson porno. Man, it's gone. It's done. I don't even care. Don't care. This feature was supposed to come out, and it did not. The base blueprint swap. You're now able to customize any Black Ops 6 base weapon or weapon blueprint with a skin you've unlocked or purchased. Pretty cool feature. Too bad it's not there across multiplayer, zombies, and COD Warzone. So, yeah, that's apparently not working. The guy who wrote this post has had enough. Thank you once again, Treyarch, for setting higher expectations just to fall flat. I am really losing faith in Treyarch by the day. If you're not going to do what you said you're going to do, then remove it from the blog post. I don't understand how it still says it's going to be there on launch, yet here we are, and it's not there. Of course, this isn't a big deal itself. It's the fact that they seem so confident in blatantly misleading the players. Just be honest. I've been shouting this from the rooftops for years now. It's just not in their DNA. It's not even the dev teams. It's the entire fucking Activision umbrella. Everything under it. I mean, these people have stolen women's breast milk. They've stolen the sustenance of a yet born / newborn baby. And yes, that did happen. Verified. They don't care. They know that the remaining player base, the dwindling player base, is so addicted, like it's heroin to them, this Call of Duty thing, to the people that are sad enough to still be playing this slop. And I'm sorry if you're one of those people watching this video, but I gotta be honest. Somebody needs to be honest with you. Put this trash down. They do not care. I don't know if you're addicted or if you actually think it's fun or whatever. I mean, if you're having fun and you have zero complaints, then by all means, don't listen to me. Keep playing it and have a good old gay old time like you're Fred Flintstone or whatever. Don't really give a fuck. Like, honestly, have the time of your life, man. But if you are someone that's frustrated and you're making these posts on Reddit and you're trying to play the game, but you continue to just get angry at it, please give it up. There are other games out there that are better and will not waste your time and piss you off. Anyway. But probably the worst one of all is actually this ranked issue. Just tried to get into a ranked game and it threw us into a public search match, kicked us, and then gave us a rank penalty for leaving. New update is killing me. And Parasite, who plays nothing but ranked, also posted this on Twitter. I mean, what is there to check out, dude? What is there to check out with this season? What is the incentive for me to download this 50 gigabyte Albatross update? What is the incentive? I just do not care. I legit have not touched this fucking awful game since like December. You know, I think I booted it up once to check out the maps or something like that with the last season or mid-season update. Hey, I don't know, man. This game seems like it's been out for like 4 years. The entire dev time, it seems like this game's been out for, and it's been what, like 4 months, 5 months, 6 months? I'm just ready for the next game. Already, I'm ready for the next game. Throw this shit in the garbage and give me your next pile of slop. Please, Activision, just go ahead and do it. And go ahead and charge an arm and a leg for it like Nintendo's doing. The Nintendo Switch 2, by the way, if I can segue a bit. I'm sorry, but the greed is just too much. And you know Call of Duty, Activision, Blizzard, what have you, are going to jump all over this new trend. There are actually people out there, these brain-dead fucking retards, they are out there on Twitter defending this stuff. Somebody needs to prison break Luigi before Activision sees this and jumps on board. That's all I'm going to say. Like, dude, it's going to get bad. Anyway, back to COD, though, speaking of. They had one job, they took an extra month, and they can't even get this right. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know who's in charge. I don't know who greenlights stuff. I don't know if they test stuff properly. They most likely don't. But I see this, and I'm just thinking in my head, what's the point? What is the actual point? Maybe I'm wrong about Verdansk. Maybe Verdansk Warzone saves the franchise. I mean, the player count on Steam is laughably bad. You wouldn't think that this new huge season is launching. And keep in mind, these numbers are every, like, COD game shoved into one. The last 4 years of them, at least. So it's like, what? Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6, and Warzone. And then every side mode under those umbrellas and single player and all that. And it continues to dip and bleed. And it just seems like nothing's really helping. Nothing is helping this series actually pick up its feet and get back on track. And again, maybe I am way off base and Verdansk saves the day tomorrow, but as a multiplayer player, I just want to say this right now. If you agree, let me know in the comment section, like the video, whatever. I am just insanely checked out. I have no desire to even bother with this. And it's not a content issue. I mean, the content looks pretty good for this season. It does. But it's not a content issue. It is an everything under the hood issue. There's just nothing to get excited about. Dare I say, if I can bring back this old catchphrase, it is boring. It is incredibly boring. I just do not care. But it gets worse. The big thing here is that people keep saying that people are hopping off Steam because they're hopping on Battle.net because the Steam version of Warzone has less frames. Like, you get worse frame rate on the Steam version of Warzone, apparently. That's the whole excuse for why the player count keeps bleeding. But here's the thing. I don't really buy that because you can just spin any fanboy argument you want, but like logically speaking, you know, they would have done that within the first month of Warzone coming out. You wouldn't do it like 4 months after the fact or whatever. It's just not how people play games. I mean, you don't wait a month after and then decide to switch platforms. It's a hassle deleting that and then re-downloading it on a different platform. You certainly wouldn't do it for Black Ops 6. I mean, buying the game on a different platform, I don't know if you can download it and then log in through your Activision ID if you bought it on Steam. I'm not exactly sure because I don't want to purchase the game ever again, let alone on just another platform to test it out. But you get what I'm saying. But they'll use this excuse, like they'll say that the frame rate's not as good on Steam, so people have switched to Battle.net, but with no actual hard numbers to back that up. And that's where we segue into the nail in the coffin. This is it, and I'm not exaggerating. This is the end. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it. Console-only crossplay for regular multiplayer coming in Season 3. The scary thing is that people are actually celebrating this. These people are idiots. Okay? Like, seriously. I don't think I need to explain why this is such a bad thing, but I will. Don't worry. If you don't get it, I got you. Okay? Let me just go over this real quick, though. Basically, with a simple tick of a button in the options menu, you can just alienate PC entirely. Activision Blizzard has so little faith in their anti-cheat, they are just cutting bait with PC. Anyone, and I mean anyone, at any skill level playing Call of Duty on console is most likely going to activate this option. There's no reason not to, seriously. There's no reason not to. Everyone is scared of the cheating boogeyman, and they're mostly on PC. We'll get into the whole Cronus Zens and how much they sell on Xbox later, but this is just a band-aid on a severed, bleeding, gushing limb. This is going to be a colossal failure. Keep in mind, guys, PC represents their largest pool of players. By just a little bit, but it does represent more than 50% of the mainline game player base. And they are basically punishing every PC player that doesn't cheat. PC players that don't cheat, i.e. me, are now punished for this. And if you're a PC player in like a really weird kind of region, like Australia, for example, you're just not going to find games. I mean, this is going to make matchmaking times worse across the board, ping worse across the board. You will be way more likely to match with cheaters because you're going to be locked into that pool. I mean, COD on PC's dead. They just killed it, legitimately. This is not clickbait. Like, this is it. It's over. It's just a terrible idea, an awful idea. And everyone is going to take this option. It's super easy to do if you're on console, and then you don't ever have to worry about cheaters again for the most part. But that's not entirely true, but it's mostly true. You get what I'm saying? So, of course, Exclusive Ace is just all about this change. He says console-only crossplay is coming to regular MP. Huge W. And Kelza, who is in Australia, says massive L. What do you think happens in countries with smaller player counts? Ace says they can choose to turn full crossplay back on if they're having a hard time finding a game. There's a clear warning that this may harm matchmaking queue time, so the control is in their hands. Console players won't, though. It's GG's for PC a few months after launch in a place like Australia. XDefiant showed me what happens in smaller regions when you split things up. They just die. And then Ace says probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard a data guy say, because there is no data backing this up whatsoever. He says there's no chance that even half of the overall console player base ends up turning console-only crossplay on. While many in this space will, the vast majority of players aren't looking at patch notes, watching YouTube videos, or even discussing COD at all. They just play the game. And I respond and I say, what? Where's your data for this? This is a complete assumption backed by absolutely nothing. This change will gut the PC player base, and if the anti-cheat is as bad as it has always been, they've shot themselves in the foot. Nearly everyone will turn off crossplay with PC. Of course, there's no retort to what I said, because it's the truth, by the way. There's no data to back up his claim. It's a complete biased assumption. Why are you assuming all Call of Duty players are brain dead? But do you remember that whole thing I talked about earlier where people are saying that people are switching from Steam to Battle.net or whatever? Which is it? What is the Call of Duty player base? Are they super hardcore frame rate nerds that will delete a game on Steam and re-download the thing, or in some cases re-buy it on a different launcher just to get like 50 to 100 more FPS? Are they super nerds like that? Or are they so dumb and stupid and breathing through their mouth to the point where they sound like a Hoover in reverse that they won't go to the options menu and just check a box? You know what I mean? This is going to be all over YouTube. And speaking of which, that claim that like Call of Duty players don't watch YouTube at all and don't read patch notes and whatnot, like, dude, have you seen the player counts? They are so low. I get more views than the non-promoted videos on the official Call of Duty channel. You realize that, right? Like, the freaking celebs, they probably paid 6 figures to sit up there and spout lies. I get more views than them on my videos, well above them. Like, dude, I'm sorry, but this game, all that's left is kind of the people that read the patch notes. All that's left are the non-casuals, if you really want to think about it. I'm sure there are some, you know, in the lower tier matchmaking brackets, but you can be bad at the game and not be, you know, a casual. The two aren't mutually exclusive. I just don't understand why, I don't know, there's so much bias with this community. I don't think the community is so stupid that they won't check a box. I don't think that the community is so nerdy that they'll delete the game on one platform, reinstall it on another platform, and in some cases repurchase the game on another platform just to get like 50 more frames per second. Like, huh? Anyway, guys, I'm out of time. I mean, I have no interest in Warzone. I guess I'll cover Verdansk tomorrow, though, and see if it does anything to the player counts, if nothing else. But for the most part, I think this is just the beginning of the end. I don't see Call of Duty doing well once GTA 6 drops. It's already not doing well without any competition, without any help whatsoever. And I don't think this saves it. I think this is a desperation move, and I think it is going to blow up in their face. It's clear as day they've done nothing with the anti-cheat based on them giving the option to just ostracize PC entirely. It's a mess, and I don't know what's going on at Activision Blizzard, but the fact that they had an extra several weeks there to get things right, and they still launch an update with so many bugs, problems, issues, just speaks volumes. They simply don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're completely and utterly incompetent. I thought for a while it was planned obsolescence, if you've ever heard that phrase. I don't think so anymore. I think they're just fucking stupid. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Rate, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell if you're still here and want to get updates for my new videos. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. I want to nail Phil Spencer to the fucking cross.